Well, there are just 6 months left for the final preparations of World Cup 2010. The stadiums, the pitches, the fans are all standing by. But now, it's time to draw the teams and find out who will be playing whom in 2010. Please welcome the draw master, FIFA Secretary General, Jerome Valcke.
Good evening, Charlize.
Hello.
Well, two. Your Excellency, President Jacob Zuma, Monsieur le Président de la FIFA, Président Blatter, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I just want to say a word. I want to confirm what you have said, President Zuma. We are ready. South Africa is just ready. And I can tell you, I've been working, Charlize, since May 2004 in South Africa, with the local organizing committee. And yes, all the people watching tonight, the final draw, please join us and come, because South Africa will be one of the greatest World Cup ever organized. So join us.
I couldn't agree more. Maybe I'm biased. Well, before we proceed with the draw, I understand there's a very important man in the audience.
That's right. He is the chairman of the organizing committee of this 2010 FIFA World Cup. And this committee oversees the organization of the World Cup, but also today's draw. I would like, ladies and gentlemen, you to welcome Monsieur Issa Hayatou from Cameroon, président de la Confédération africaine de football. No, you can stay where you are, President. Monsieur le Président, j'ai envie de dire, en tant qu'Africain ce soir, quel est votre sentiment?
En tant qu'Africain, je suis très fier de vivre ce que je viens de vivre. Et je suis sûr que l'Afrique du Sud est prête. Et c'est ce qui me rend encore davantage plus fier. Parce que je l'avais dit avant que l'Afrique du Sud sera prête, l'Afrique sera prête. Et aujourd'hui, tout démontre que nous sommes prêts. Donc je suis très fier. Et deuxièmement, en tant que président du comité d'organisation, je le suis autant parce que j'ai suivi les préparatifs au niveau de la FIFA, au niveau de l'Afrique du Sud. Je peux rassurer les uns et les autres que nous sommes complètement prêts pour accueillir la jeunesse du monde au mois de juin prochain.
Merci, Monsieur Hayatou. Bravo. You understood?
Everything.
Everything. Long story short, it's a confirmation South Africa is ready.
Well, Jerome, please explain what was approved and how the draw will be conducted.
Thank you, Charlize. But let's move to the table, because it's an important table tonight. Why? Because we will position all the teams in the 8 groups. Let me first explain how we arrived at this point. People may not be aware that in order to reach the draw, we began the preliminary competition back in September 2006 and finished only a few days ago. 200 teams participated in the preliminary competition, played 853 matches and scored 2,300 goals. It is for this that we have now to congratulate and welcome the 31 teams who have qualified for the final competition, joining South Africa, who automatically qualified as host of the FIFA World Cup in South Africa. Congratulations to all 32 teams who are just sitting over there, and welcome to South Africa. Now, we are going to determine the groups and find out where and when they are going to play.
And how is that going to happen?
We have divided the 32 teams into these 4 pots. In accordance with the 2010 FIFA World Cup competition regulations, South Africa is seeded as A1. And here is South Africa. It's the red ball in the first pot. Also, in pot 1, the 7 highest ranked teams according to the FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking of October 2009 will reward each team's performance over the previous 4-year period, which includes the entire preliminary competition up to the point where playoff matches began. These teams, in order of their world ranking, are Brazil, Spain, Netherlands, Italy, Argentina, Germany, and England. I mixed. It was Germany, Argentina, England.
We're never going to forgive you for that, Jerome.
I know. They will be drawn into position 1 in each group, South Africa being A1.
Okay, what about the other teams?
The 24 remaining teams have been distributed into pots 2, 3, and 4, taking into account sporting criteria and the geographical principle of avoiding continental clashes within the groups.
So who's in pot 2?
In pot 2, from Asia, Australia, Japan, Korea DPR, Korea Republic, and from North Central America and the Caribbean, Honduras, Mexico, USA, and from Oceania, New Zealand. In pot 3, the remaining 5 African teams will Algeria, Cameroon, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and from South America, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. And finally, in pot 4, the 8 remaining European teams with Denmark, France, Greece, Portugal, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Switzerland.
I understand they will be drawn into 8 groups?
Correct. 4 teams in each group, but they are guiding principle of the draw. First, groups will be filled in order from A to H. But second, teams from the same continental zone may not occupy the same group, with one exception. A maximum of 2 teams from the European zone may be drawn into the same group, as we have 13 European teams and 8 groups. As we conduct the draw, the team pots will be emptied one by one, beginning with pot 1 and ending with pot 4. As teams are drawn from the team pots, they will be distributed into the groups from A through H. The principle of geographic separation to avoid these continental clashes we have just spoke about comes into play when the African and South American teams from pot 3 are drawn. In certain cases, we may be required to skip over the groups and just to avoid the groups occupied by South Africa, so that would be Group A, Brazil, and Argentina. As mentioned earlier, the European teams in pot 4 are the exception of these rules.
And these pods, what are they for?
As I explained before, the seeded teams in pot 1 will automatically occupy the position 1 of each of their group, from A to H. The position within the group determines the order of the matches and the stadiums where the matches will take place.
So the match schedule has been already drawn up, right?
Yes, for example, again, South Africa is in position A1. They will play the opening match again A2, and this opening match is on the 11th of June at Soccer City Stadium in Johannesburg. For the teams in pots 2, 3, and 4, the position within the groups A through H will be determined by drawing balls containing position numbers from the position pots. So the balls in the pot A are A2, A3, A4, and so on. And I hope it's clear, because at the end of these explanations,
There's going to be a test? Well, let's see. So you're going to take teams from these pots and put them into positions that you get out of these pots.
Correct. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 pots. We have 2, so it's not enough, definitely. Even I'm sure you are a great runner. I understood that we have assistants who will very good and will help us to conduct the draw.
Yes, and to assist us with the draw, we have some world-class athletes who are all legends in their own sporting disciplines. To draw the countries from pots 1 to 4, please welcome on stage from Ethiopia, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 9-time world champion, and the fastest marathon runner in history, Haile Gebrselassie. Please welcome the most capped Springbok captain in history and skipper of the current Rugby World Champions from South Africa, John Smit.